Hello guys, today we are going to start the other part of this program 309. There are more than one approaches to decompose the problem, right? So that we could apply the technique of dynamic programming, right? DP. So here we would like to propose a different perspective on how to model a problem purely with mathematical formulas, you can say, right? So again, this would be a journey loaded with the mathematical notations and which might be complicated, but it showcases how the mathematics could help us or help one with the dynamic programming, right? So we have let's understand little understanding of the definition, right? So if we have a sequence of prices, right, and which we can denote the price as price of array, right? That is what we have 0, 1 and so on, correct? Like this. So let us first define our target function. So what is our target function? Target function is MP, right? MP of I. Okay, so the function MP of I gives the maximum profit. What will give? The maximum profit, and that we can gain from the what? Price sequence. We can get from the price sequence, right? We can get from the price sequence, right? Starting from this index, that is what? This index is I. This index is I, and will move to this will be our I plus 1, and so on. It will move to till n. So we can say that the index is what? Price of, if we'll talk about, this is the price what? I comma I plus 1 and so on till n, right? What I told, we have taken a sequence of prices, price this one, right? And this will have the price 0, 1 and so on, right? So we have to first target, we have to write our target function, that is our MP. So we have defined our target function MP of I, and then the function MP of I will gives the maximum profit that we can gain from the price subsequence or starting from index I to n, right? I to n, and so that we can re-represent like this: array of I plus 1 and so on. So actually this is given definition, right? The MP of I, and one can see that I equal to 0, right? I equal to 0, right? It means the output of the function, that is what? MP of 0, correct? And it is exactly the result that we need to solve the problem, right? And which is the maximum profit that one can gain for the price subsequence from what? From where? From this one, right? This array, this subsequence of the price 0 to n. So let's suppose that we know all the value of MP of I, right? On what? MP of n, right? If it will move till like that, right? From 0 to MP of what? N. This is MP from 0 to n, right? So we know that the maximum profit that we can gain from any subsequence, right? So if price is what? If we will represent this price, if we will represent this, re-represent, you can say, represent the subsequence of price, that is what? Price of, we can say, k. If this is start with the k, then it will go to n, right? See, we are taking the MP of price and price, right? So we can re-represent this, right? So we know that the maximum profit that we can gain from any subsequence of the price k to n, right? And it means k belongs to what? I to n, correct? That I have just re-represent, right? That we are saying I to n means what? K represent I, correct? So now let us add a new price point, that is what we will see here. Okay, so if we will take a price we want to add a new price, right? And that is price is what? We have a price, and that is what? I minus 1. We have a price I minus 1. Okay, and all we need to do is that we have to deduce the value for the unknown MP of I, right? This is the MP of I, and we will put into what? We will put into the price. That is what we have. Price we have from I to n, in which we will add this. Okay, this is the new price, and the new price point we will add into this one. All we need to do is to deduce the value of unknown MP of I, right? MP of I minus 1. We are talking about this one, right? So for MP of I minus 1 means what? We have some price, and that will come from what? Here, because we are adding here, right? So up to this point we have just modeled the problem with our target function MP of I. So along with the series of definitions, the problem now is boiled down to deducing the formula, that is what? MP of I minus 1, correct? So actually in this section what we can do, we will demonstrate how to deduce the formula MP of I minus 1. Deduction means what? Let's understand the deduction. With the newly added price point, that is what? Price I minus 1. We need to consider all the possible transaction. What? All possible transaction we have to see, right? All possible transaction, right? What is the all possible transaction? There will be two things, case 1 and case 2, right? What I am saying, with newly added price P I minus 1, right? This one, right? Added price point, that is price I minus 1. We need to consider all the possible transaction, right? For all the possible transaction, and that is what? We will have to go with two cases. These two cases, case 1 and case 2. So what is case 1 and case 2, right? So actually we buy this stock price I minus 1, price I minus 1 we have bought, right? And then sell at the same point. So that is called case 1. Understand? We have bought the stock, right? At price what? We bought the stock at price this one, at price this one, and then we have sell it. Then we have sell it at some point, right? And which is what? Which between I minus this one, between this one, right? So we can say that we buy this stock with the price I minus 1 and then sell it at some point in the price sequence of I minus 1, I to n, you can say. So note that once we sell the stock at a certain point, we need to cool down for a day, right? And then we can re-engage what? With the further transaction, right? So let's suppose that we sell the stock right after we bought it. Okay, so we have bought it and just we have sell it, right? We have bought it and we sell it just after buying this one, right? We have just sell this after buying. Okay, and this is our case, right? So at the next price point, what we have? Price of I, correct? So at the price of I, we are selling this, correct? At the what? Price of I, we are selling. So this is the price that we have bought, right? And this is the price we have sell, correct? So the maximum profit we would gain from the price would be what? This price we have sell, right? And this price we have did, right? So what we can do? So what we can do? The maximum profit, we will talk about the maximum profit, and that is what? This price, selling price minus this price, right? Like this price. So that this price is what? Price of I minus 1, correct? and plus the maximum profit, we can say maximum profit from the rest of the price sequence, right? And if we will represent this, that is nothing but what? That is nothing but, oh sorry, if we'll talk about the price that will, if we will represent this, right? So let's understand how we will represent. We have, sorry, we have buy it, right? At what price? Price at I minus 1, correct? At this price we have buy it, and just that we have sell it, right? And the price is what? Price I. At this price we have sell it, this price we have bought it, and this price we have sell it. And just after that what we have? We have cool down, right? Cool down, we cannot buy and sell at this price. Remember, after buying and after selling we have to cool down, means this, at this point we cannot do anything. Remember? So let's do like this, okay? And same, the price will go on, right? Then what is the price now? We have price of I plus 2, right? We can take, and I can say that there is, so on we will go to what? Price n. We can go till there, correct? We can go till there. So I was talking about, what I was talking about, we have sell the stock right after we have bought it, right? And this is our case 1, right? We have sell the stock right after we have bought it, right? And so that the profit would be what? Profit, we have bought it and we have sell it, right? So we will take price at selling. Price is at selling is what? This one. And then price at what we have bought, that is what? I minus 1. And the profit is what? At this point we will get the profit, correct? At this point, because after the cooldown this is the price, right? So we can say that MP at I plus 2, this is the price that, we have the profit, right? Maximum profit from the rest of the price, maximum profit from the rest of the price, you can say. So if we will, what we can do, so in addition we need to enumerate all the possible points, right, to sell this stock for this case 1, right? So we can take the maximum among them, right? What I'm saying, in addition to this we need to enumerate all the possible points, right? And to sell this stock, and we'll take the maximum among them. So the maximum profit that we could gain from this case, right, can be represented at what? I'm talking about this one only, right? So if we will take this case, right? So maximum profit, how we can represent this, right? So the case 1, I'm taking C1, right? And that is maximum, right? That is maximum of this one, of this price, of this one, right? Ever one that we have just taken from here to here, right? Means we can take max of what? Price, max of price, and that is what? If we will represent K, means K belongs to what? I to N, right? And this is our, this one, right? Price at K minus price at what? I minus 1 plus MP of K plus 2, correct? So this will be our case 1. And similarly, if we will talk about case 2, right? So case 2, we simply do nothing with the stock, and then maximum profit that we can gain from the, this case would be MP of I, right? So if we'll talk about here, right, we were here, so this was the case that we have we have sell the stock, right, after bought, right, that we have discussed. And this is the case that we do nothing with this stock, right, and then the maximum profit that we can gain from the case would be MP of I, correct? And this MP of I is what? Our case 2, right? So if we'll talk about to represent this one, right, so that will be our case 2. So case 2 will look like what? C2 equal to MP of I. So both cases are here. Now we have to do very simple thing to combine this, right? So we will combine here. Okay, so we will combine these two cases by selecting the max value among them, right? What we have to do, we have to select the max value between C1 and C2, right? And so we will obtain MP of I. So if we'll talk about MP of I minus 1, right, and this will come from what? Max between C1 comma C2, whichever is max that will come, and that is what we have. Max and C1 we have already calculated, right, and that is what? max at k, sorry, max at k, and this belongs to what? I to n, correct? And this was sorry, this was our price at k minus price at I minus 1, right? And another we have taken MP of k plus 2, correct? This is our C1, and C2 is nothing but what? MP of I, sorry, whichever is max that will come to our MP of I, right? So by the way, the base case for our recursive function MP of I would be of MP of n. Okay, so if this was our representation, now we will take our talk about base case. So if we are saying that MP of I would be what? MP of n, right? And in MP of n, which is the maximum profit that we can gain from the subsequence, right, of the single price point, price n, right? What, from where we will get this one? We will get from price n, correct? And the best thing we should do with a single price point is to do no transaction, right? Best price, no transaction. Understand? I'm saying the base case for our recursive function MP of I would be of MP of n, which is our maximum profit, and that we can gain from what? Price of n, right? With a single price point, price of n. And the best thing we should do with a single price point is to do no transaction, right? If we will do no transaction, means what? This will be our 0, and this will our what? Base case. Okay, so this formula that we have discussed above, MP of this one and this one, right, base case, do model the problem soundly, right? So in addition, one should be able to translate them directly into the code, right? We do not need to do anything, right? So if we'll talk about algorithm, right, so with the final formula we will derive our target, that is MP of I, correct? And then we can go ahead and translate it into any programming language, right? So since the formula deals with the subsequence of price and start from the last price point, and we could do an iteration over the price list in the reverse order. Make sure you have to do the price in the reverse order, right? And we define an array MP of I to hold the value for our target function MP of I, and then we will initialize array with a 0, which will correspond to the base case with a minimum profit that we can gain, that is 0, right? So what we have to note that we did a trick to pad the array with 2 additional elements, and which is intended to simplify the branching condition. As one will see later, you can say that, right? So that what I'm saying, right? So what we have to do to calculate the value of MP of I, we need to look into two cases, right? We have to take two cases, C1 and C2. So and C1, in C1 we have to buy the stock at the price, what? Price of I, correct? In the case 1, we buy the stock at the price of I, and then we sell it at later at point. And one might notice that the initial padding on the MP of I, right? MP of I, this is the array, right? And save us from getting out of the boundary of the array, right? So what we will do, we have to take care here, right? So initial padding on the MP of I array save us from getting out of the boundary in the array, correct? So in the case 2, what we will do, we will do no transaction, right? At the points at the same price, this price only. So at each iteration, we then pick the largest value of the from the two cases. These two cases, whatever the value will come, right, that will be our MP of I. That whichever will come, that will store at MP of I. Okay, and at the end we will make a loop, and then MP of I array will be populated. It will store all the value. Okay, then we will return what? MP of 0. This will be our answer, because this is our desired solution for the problem. Okay, so if we'll talk about the complexity, right, so we have gone through two loop, right? The price list, length of the price list, right? That is what? N times, right? So time complexity is O(n) square, right? Because we have nested loop, right, over the price list, and the number of iterations in our loop is n, right? So number of iterations in the inner loop is also what? 1 to n. We have two loop, right? And that's why we are getting time complexity is O of n square. If we'll talk about this one, right, I equal to 1, and this will go to n, and this is what? Nothing but I, correct? And this is n into n plus 1. We used to do that, right, by 2, and this will be what? This. So as a result, the overall time complexity of the algorithm is O(n) square, right? But we are not taking any extra space, but we have to hold the array, right? So the space complexity, because we are holding MP of I, right? MP of I is what? MP of I we are holding, and that is we are taking size, the price size. We will take price size plus 2. Okay, we'll see the program just now. So we are using the same, the price, whatever the price size we have, price length we can say, plus 2, and that will be our length, right? And so that if we'll talk about the space complexity, this is O of n. Okay, so let's see now the program and implementation, and we'll talk about this. If we have understood, then please comment me in the comment box that you have understood and you like, and you will share this program. So let's do the programming. So we came to here at this portal, right? So let's start with the coding, right, of this that we have already discussed, right? So let's start. 1 2 3. So here we are at the coding section. Okay, so let's understand, and we will develop the function. Okay, so first what I have told, we will take a MP of I, right? So for the taking the MP of I, we have to take MP, right? and MP is nothing but an array, correct? So what we have to do, we have to take MP of as an array, and then we'll say that this is the price length, right? The same length as a price, that is price is already given, so we'll take as a length, and that we have here, right? And we'll add 2 more, right? We'll take 2 more, we'll discuss about it, don't worry. So we have taken MP, correct? And then we'll start with the loop, right? And the loop is what? We will take the loop from I to, if we'll take loop, what we will take the loop from last position to will start, okay? So int I equal to the price, right? We have the prices, right? Dot length minus 1, and then we'll take, right? Then we will take, give me 1 minute, we will take little spaces, right? We have to do alignment. So now we'll take equal to 0, correct? And then I minus minus. So this is, first we have initialized an array, then we have did what? Then we have created a loop, right? And then we will calculate our C1 and C2. The case 1, that is our C1. The case 1 is C1, and that is what? 0. You can take case directly, case also, case underscore 1, okay? This is case 1, that is 0, right? So this case was what? We have to buy and sell the stock, right? So we can write case 1 was for, case 1 was for to buy and sell, to buy and sell, right? This stock. Gotcha? Next, we have already discussed this thing, right? So if we have cell, right? So we'll take cell in type, right? And that is what? I plus 1, correct? And then we'll take cell should be less than what? Prices dot length, correct? And cell plus plus, cell will increase 1 by 1, right? Now we have to find out the profit, right? That we used to talk about, right? The profit is what? We'll take in integer profit, okay? And this profit we have to get from what? Prices of at cell, at what cell we have sold, right? Minus prices at I, right? And then we will do add MP. MP is what? That we have taken already. We have already. Then we will do cell and plus 2, right? We'll cell plus 2, like this. Now finally we have to update our this case that we have already created. This case, what? Case is nothing but math dot max, right? And which is what is the profit we have, that will come into profit, and then see case 1, right? That is the case. We have to update each time, right? That's the case 1. So now case 1 is ready. We have to find case 2, and we know that case 2 we don't have to do transaction, right? Do no transaction, you can say. Do no transaction with what? Stock, what? P of I, right? I already told you, right? So what will take? Case 2 will take, right? And this is what? MP of I, right, plus 1. This is our MP of 1. Got? Then we have to wrap up these two cases and we have to make a combinations, right? Which one is max, right? So if I have to memorize this, right, this is memorization, right? That was we are taking this one. So the MP of I we have taken, and that is nothing but what? Math dot will take max. Math dot max will take, and that is we'll call case 1 and we'll take case 2. Correct? Both here. And after updating the memory MP, right, what we'll do, we'll return MP, we'll return what? MP at 0. Correct? What we have did, we have taken MP, right, because we are doing DP, right? We have to store some value here, all right, and then we will calculate case 1, then case 2, right, and which one is the max, that will come to MP of I, and that we will return. And rest of this one we have already discussed, right? The price, selling price, the selling price, and it's the price that we have bought, right? This is the price that we have bought, right? This price, at this price we have bought, and this price we have sold, right? So selling price minus the price and the MP of sell plus 2, that whatever the data will have, that will come here, right? And that is that now we have case 1, case 2, and which one is max, that will come MP of I, and finally we will return MP of 0, whichever is the max, that will be here, right? So let's check our compilation of the code. It's working fine. So thank you so much guys. If you like this video, please hit the comment and share with your friends. Thank you so much.